Like you, I've been to the edge. I've peered into the abyss. I saw the darkness, and I heard its call. It's then and there that the great struggle becomes what is my hope that I should resist. Hi, my name is Paul, and the darkness that nearly consumed my entire being, that's spirit, soul, and body, was schizophrenia. More precisely, I was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia with delusions of grandeur. I recall being in my doctor's office with my mom, and she asked him if he felt that I could recover to where I did not need any medications. And he told us that because of my history with schizophrenia, that I was not among the small percentage of people who were capable of recovering to this capacity. In fact, he wanted to commit me to a long-term care facility because he did not feel that I would recover from schizophrenia. This was the outlook for me. It was pretty bleak, and I eventually fell further into a complete state of despair and hopelessness. I lost the desire and the will to live, so I nearly committed suicide. But I came back from there, and with a new energy to live, and it was with this energy that I was able to expand my thoughts, and I started to think about children born into this world, how unfair life is, that they haven't done good and bad, and they were given sickness, diseases of all kinds, and that I was not exempt from suffering. From there, I went to consider that there are laws that govern everything within the universe or within our world, the natural world, and then the various levels of laws. And we, from our societal laws to the rules and laws that we implement in our technology, and also that the mental or the spiritual world is also a place governed by laws. And that means schizophrenia is a thing that is subject to laws. It is by this understanding that I was able to accomplish what the doctor said was impossible for me, and that is to recover completely to a state that I do not need meds anymore. When I say recovery, I want to be clear by what I mean by that. It's what it means for me is that all the things that schizophrenia stole from me, that's my sanity, my courage, my relationships, my stability, everything, and what it left me with: fear, anxiety, loneliness, madness, all of that. Recovery means taking back, recovering what was stolen, and giving back what didn't belong to me in the first place, right? Where the doctors saw impossibility, they drew a line for me and said I couldn't go beyond that. That's not recovery. It meant to them, it meant I've got to coexist under living this little world that they drew for me and say that's going to be my confinement. I didn't want none of that. I stepped beyond the boundaries and expanded my world to be as big as I wanted it to be, to go as far as I wanted to go under my terms. And so it means I have no symptoms of schizophrenia. I don't coexist. I completely destroyed it. And then went back to school, upgraded my math, got into the trades, got my red seal in the electrician trade in 2019, lost 100 pounds that I've gained over the years from all the meds and cycle and all the stuff I was doing, and got married in 2021 to a lovely, beautiful woman, and we live together, and we're moving forward together, and schizophrenia is not a part of this relationship, has no place in this house. And, so that's what recovery means to me. It means complete reclaiming of what was taken. If you are diagnosed with schizophrenia or other mental illness, I believe there are different schools of thoughts on how to effectively move through these. But I do think that there's at least one point where they all converge. And I believe that is when it comes to the topic of hope and its significance. And I would agree. I think hope is critical in the struggle against schizophrenia and mental illness in general. And I think that it is as the light of the sun to the mental world, and without it, we are cast into just complete darkness. And that really brings us ultimately to one place. And so I think that we need to hold on that for dear life. And if you can recognize or come to the point where you recognize that you are ill and that you are facing some type of psychosis, that is a very important piece of information. It's a very powerful piece of information. Today is all about empowerment. Everybody's getting empowered. And if you're dealing with psychosis, you can be part of the group. You can feel empowered too, because that gives you, before this, we're always living on the defensive, always reacting to schizophrenia, always on our heels. But with that knowledge, with that information, we no longer have to be reactive. We can be proactive, right? We can start to be going the offensive, because if we know where we are and we know where we want to get to, and we can realize the obstacle, because we see it now, the obstacles that are in our way, we can start to chart a course and how to get to the destination and how to overcome the obstacles once we hit them, right? So it's a very powerful key information, and we shouldn't let that go to waste. So hope, hold on to it. Faith, hold on to it. And be courageous and go above and beyond. I started a YouTube channel, The Morning Mist 99, Above and Beyond Schizophrenia. I figured I would do that in order to pass on what I was given. I've been sitting on all this experience and so forth for years, and I figure, you know what, it helped me, so maybe it can help other people as well. And on the channel, I kind of just go over my experience and kind of how I dealt with things and got to where I got in the recovery journey from schizophrenia.